Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In the last two videos, we have completed these phrasal verbs. To check them out, you can check the description. I will leave links to both the videos over there. In this video, we will learn these phrasal verbs. The first phrasal verb is hold up. You say that something holds up if it remains strong, successful, or vigorous. For example, will his alibi hold up in court? Then we have let down. When you say somebody has let you down, you mean that they have disappointed you by not doing what you expected them to do. The families of the victims feel that the justice system has let them down. Then we have look after, which means to take care of somebody or something. It is difficult to look after 3 toddlers all day. Then we have look back, which means to think of the past. Don't waste time looking back on things that have caused you distress. Then we have look down on. When you say that you look down on somebody, it means that you think that you are more important or better than the other person. Or if you look down on something, it means that you feel that that thing is not good enough for you. For example, he looks down on anyone who hasn't had a university education. Then we have look forward to, which means to await eagerly. For example, I look forward to hearing from you. This is something that you would probably say once you finish an interview and you are waiting to hear back from the recruiter. Or you write an email to somebody and you are waiting to get a reply from them. Then you would say, I look forward to hearing from you. Then we have look out for, which means to be vigilant and to take notice. For example, I was told to look out for a red van. Then we have look up, which means to search for and find a piece of information in a book or a database. For example, I don't know what largesse meant and had to look it up in the dictionary. Then we have the phrasal verb make out. A meaning of make out is to kiss somebody. But there is another meaning of make out. Make out means to see, hear, or understand somebody or something with great difficulty. I can't make out what you are saying. Can you please repeat? Then we have make up, which means to become friendly with somebody after an argument. For example, why don't you three forget your differences and make up? An idiom that you would often hear that has this particular phrasal verb is kiss and make up, which means the same thing, that you reconcile after having an argument. Then we have the phrasal verb move along, which means to go to a new position, especially to make room for other people. For example, the police told the crowd to move along. Then we have move in, which means to start living in a different house or flat. His parents are going to move in with him. The opposite of moving in is to move out, which means to stop living in a particular home or residence. For example, his landlord has given him a week to move out. Of course, we can talk about moving on in the context of a relationship, but move on can also mean to leave the place where you are staying and to travel to another place. I have lived in Kolkata for 2 decades. It is time to move on. Then we have move up, which means to get a more important job in a company or an organization. For example, gaining further qualifications can help you climb the corporate ladder faster. Move up is one of those phrasal verbs that can be used in business or workplace situations. To learn idioms that you can use to talk about your workplace or your business, make sure that you subscribe because that video will be up on the channel very shortly. Then we have pick out, which means to choose someone or something from a group. For example, have you picked out a dress for the party? Then we have pick up. Pick up can be used to talk about answering a call, pick up your phone, or pick up can also be used to talk about going to a place to collect somebody who has been waiting for you. And you usually pick up people in a car. For example, I need to pick up my daughter on my way home. Then we have point out, which means to direct somebody's gaze or attention towards something, often by extending one's finger. For example, the teacher pointed out what I wrote incorrectly in my assignment. The next phrasal verb is put across, When you put something across means to communicate something effectively. For example, YouTube can be an effective method of putting across health-related messages. Then we have put back. It means to delay or postpone a planned event. For example, the meeting has been put back to next Monday. Put down. Put down. It means to write something on a piece of paper. For example, I put my name down on the list. Then we have put in, which means to devote time or effort to something. Deepika has been putting in more hours at the office lately. Put off. To delay or postpone an activity. For example, the meeting has been put off for a week. Next, we have put on. Put on. To put on something is to place a garment, jewelry, etc. on a part of one's body. For example, put your shoes on. We will leave for the park in 10 minutes. And the last phrasal verb for this video is put up, which means to attach something, especially to a wall. For example, she put up a notice about the school trip to Shimla. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Click here if you want to learn these phrasal verbs that I discussed in part 4 of this series. If you liked this video, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe and hit the bell icon. That motivates me to make more videos like this one. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.